Oh, so fabulous.
Hi guys, welcome back to the channel once again. It's your girl Dumebi. If this is your first time coming across my channel, you're welcome. I do hope you decide to subscribe. And if you are a returning subscriber, you guys know that I love you. Welcome back. Today's video is about colorism, okay? So this beautiful black woman, African woman, she's Senegalese. That woman is gorgeous. Made this video. Let's just listen to her.
Y'all, I really want people to have some sense. Here I am checking in at a hotel, and the lady who's checking me in goes, "You're really pretty to be a dark-skinned girl." And I literally made a video about this a couple of days ago, and usually I don't say anything. I just say, "Oh, thank you," like to people who say, "Oh, you're pretty for a dark-skinned girl." But the fact that she goes, "You're really pretty to be a dark-skinned girl," I thought about it. I'm like, nah. I told her straight up, that's not a compliment. That's really like a backhanded compliment. It's not a compliment at all. She's like, "Yeah, I'm just saying, like, to be dark like you're really pretty." You saying it again in a different way doesn't make it better. And I told her that's not a compliment. Like, that to me sounds like a colorist ass statement. You're basically implying that just being pretty isn't associated with being dark skinned.
Yeah,
like it's two separate things. And I was like, that's not a compliment. Like, at this point, just check me in. You know, I told her it's a colorist statement. It's not a compliment. I'm not taking this shit. It's 2024. Wake the fuck up. And what really baffles me, what really got on my nerve the most, was the fact that she was an actually black woman. Like, do you not realize how stupid your statement sounds? How stupid you think you're saying a compliment, but it's actually not a fucking compliment. It's 2024. We just started the year. It's the first day of the year, bro. Please, guys, please, if you want to give a compliment to a dark-skinned woman, do not mention her skin color. If you want to mention, like, whether her skin is nice or whatever, yeah. But to be like, you're pretty to be a dark-skinned girl, or for somebody your skin color, you're pretty, like, what the fuck does that even mean? Like, you guys sound like a fucking idiot. That just got me so fucking tight. Like, how the fuck do you think that that's okay?
The amount of F-bombs in that video, that sister was really pissed off. So, like, in the comment section, people were talking about how they want to go and write a review about the place, like probably get the lady in question to lose her job, and she made another video in response. I'm just going to play that one.
Hey y'all, I just want to say thank you so much for all the love that I got in the previous video that I made. Yesterday I was heated. I was so upset. But me and this girl went a little bit back and forth for like 2 straight minutes. After she told me, you know, like, for your skin color, you're really pretty. I then told her that she was a colorist. I said, that's a very colorist statement. She then said that, oh, I'm dark skinned. How can I be colorist? First of all, you're brown skinned, but it doesn't matter. There can be people of color who are colorists. You see it in Asia, you see it in different parts of Africa. So it is a thing. And the funny part is she continued to try and explain herself so bad. And the only thing that I did was just look at her like this. Like, and then she's like, "Oh, no, you don't get it. It's okay." I don't fucking get it. But to answer this question, I don't want her to lose her job. Like, I'm not gonna do that. Like, I remember she was telling one of her coworkers about how it's her kid's birthday and she's working, and I'm not gonna do that. I hope that she sees my video and she understands the damage in her words, and understand that it's not okay to say those kinds of things. Because if you were to see a pretty white woman, you wouldn't say you're pretty for a white woman. So I'm just hoping that yesterday I taught her a lesson, and I hope that she sees my video and understands that, you know, that comment isn't okay.
Well, obviously she's nice. She's nice not to want the lady to lose her job. I personally wouldn't want someone to lose their job over that, even if I'd be triggered. So let me just go ahead and play people's responses to the whole situation.
And the lady who's checking me in goes, "You're really pretty to be a dark-skinned girl."
In 2024, we are no longer responding to those negative comments, especially in regards to colorism. We don't need to exert any more energy explaining who we are, why we look like the way that we do, etc. Because you explaining to her that that is a backhanded comment is you wasting your energy. Because in her mind, she thought she was doing something nice. Me and my brother grew up on a street or on a block where we were always made fun of because of our skin complexion. And now that I'm a mother to a lighter skinned child, I'm still dealing with colorism. The comments and negative behaviors of others that are in opposition of what we would desire, we no longer need to entertain. So stop wasting your breath trying to get someone to understand your beauty, your humanness, and your dark-skinned shell. It is what it is at this point.
Goes, "You're really pretty to be a dark-skinned girl." And I literally made a
everything that young lady just said in her video is absolutely correct. You know, people think that they're just giving compliments, but you really have to challenge your internalized beliefs and your internalized feelings about people. By saying someone is pretty for a dark-skinned person, you're really devaluing dark-skinned people as a whole.
Exactly.
It's not just about this one person. She is not pretty in spite of her dark skin. She's a beautiful woman, but you have to challenge that internalized colorism. You know, colorism is rooted in racism, and it's seen in all groups of people where color, there's a lot of color variation. Indians, Black Americans, you've seen a lot of discussions like this on this app. And it's just really important that you're challenging why you value dark skin less than. And so when you see somebody that kind of goes against that internalized feeling that you have, why you feel that. I read a good book about this years ago in undergrad, The Color Complex, and it just talks about how color really affects people across the spectrum of their life, in their romantic options, jobs, sentencing for jail. And it's not just a surface level throwaway comment if you think someone's pretty or not. It really is a devaluing of an entire group of people based on their skin color, something that they cannot control. And so if you want to pay someone a compliment, you should just do that. Someone can just be pretty, but they're not pretty in spite of. What makes her beautiful is everything, her skin, her face, everything. And you know, this is a common thread that you'll hear from people with just darker skin tones, and you really should just really be challenging yourself, because it really is unacceptable to not read and be aware of all of the isms that affect us in our daily life. But classism, race, colorism are all very big things, and it just goes down to how you treat people and how you value them. And when you're telling somebody that, oh, you are this, despite you are devaluing all others that look like them.
This commenter actually just said something that I never thought about. Like, your skin color kind of really influences a lot of things that happen to you in life. And the one that struck me was when she said sentencing. Like, if you were to go to court, your skin color could affect the way you're perceived by the judge or the jury or whatever. Your skin color, if you're at the mercy of a colorist person, can actually make your life 100 times more difficult or more miserable if it is up to a colorist person. So this is why colorism is very dangerous, and we have to dismantle it. And this is something that is actually very dear to me because I'm dark skinned and I too have had my share.
and the lady who's checking man goes, "You're really pretty to be a dark skin."
I get what she's saying because my whole entire life I've been considered dark skinned. Yes, I am lighter than the girl in the video, of course, but growing up I was a lot darker. And I would have people make comments all the time and be like, "Oh, you're a really pretty little girl, especially be dark." All the time. And as I was getting older, it really started to bother me. When I was younger, I was just like, oh, okay, no big deal. But as I got older, I realized that there is some stigma, especially in the Black community, that if you are darker skinned, that you are not as beautiful as someone that has lighter skin. And I just think it's absolutely ridiculous, and it's just uncalled for, because if you are beautiful, that's all that should matter. It shouldn't matter what skin color you are. If someone thinks that you're beautiful, just say, hey, I think you're really beautiful. You don't need to add in, oh, for a dark-skinned girl or for whatever reason. Just simply compliment them. That's all you really need to do. And I don't understand why it's so hard for people to understand that.
man goes, "You're really pretty to be a dark-skinned girl." So, to the beautiful woman in that video, you are gorgeous and divine. You are literally one of God's favorites. My problem is within the comments. I'm stitching this because this ain't even my normal thing. Like, I might do this to somebody in person, but to come on here in this internet, y'all are so irritating because every woman that tried to rebuttal my comment was lighter skinned. Listen, I'm not mulatto. I'm not ambiguous. When you see me, you know I'm coming from the African diaspora, period. But I am a lighter skinned black woman, which means there is a privilege to have a lighter skin. And I'm going to use it by any means necessary to protect women that are darker than me, period. Y'all in the comments telling me this woman shouldn't be fired. My same question to all of you were, if she was white, would you feel the same way? Would you care more? Not one of you could answer it. Not one of you lighter skinned heifers could answer. I'm confused. All y'all said was, it ain't that serious. You reaching. She just needs to be educated. Educated about what? Something she already knows? You see, the problem is if she said that with ease and at work to this black woman, y'all go back and watch the whole video. But if she said what she said with ease and on the clock, that means she's also carrying that same spirit within our community. Meaning any little girl or any little boy she sees that's darker skinned, she's subconsciously or consciously treating them a certain way, looking at them a certain way, responding to them a certain way. I've seen it in my family. I've seen it in other people's families. I've watched it on the streets. I've seen it on TV shows and movies. We all have. So stop playing. Play with somebody else. But if y'all can't give me a direct answer of, would you be okay with a white woman telling this beautiful, dark-skinned African-American woman or a woman from the African diaspora that, oh, you're pretty to be dark. All I'm saying is you're pretty to have that skin tone. I mean, that's all I'm saying. Y'all would be okay with a white woman saying that and keeping her job? Hell no. So stop acting like you would. Colorism is an extension of racism. Period.
Agreed.
It's a little cousin. And that's something that we keep up in our community that is degrading in our community, which continues to separate us in our community, which is another reason why we're not strong and built like this. We still like this. So don't get on my internet telling me, oh, I hope God gets you for saying a woman should be fired for her remarks that she made on her job. Baby, I'm good. Me and God is solid.
I think this sister is making a point. As much as I said I wouldn't push for the lady to be fired, she made a point like if it was the palm color woman that said this, believe me, by now that woman would have lost her job. That woman would have lost her job because we would have been all out. But because it is a fellow black woman that says this, does it make it any less harmful? Because she's obviously perpetuating this colorism in our community as well. If she could do it to a fellow black woman, like a mature person at work, imagine what she's doing in other aspects of her life, coming across other dark-skinned people. Just like this lady said, like it really gets me thinking. Colorism is really dangerous, you guys. I said that I've been on the receiving end of this. My elder sister is lighter skin than that lady that just finished talking right now, and I know how it was growing up and how people used to be like, oh, who's the finer sister, who is more beautiful between both of them? Oh, is the light-skinned one, is the light-skinned one. And I always used to feel a certain way. Do you guys realize the damage that comes from colorism? Colorism has been used to separate us. It's used to determine our value, even right from when our people were being taken as slaves. You know, some people were chosen to work in the house, some were chosen to work in the field based on how appealing they looked, based on their skin tone. It has been used to divide us, because then you have some people feeling they are better than others because they have a lighter skin tone. Colorism is one of the reasons why a lot of people want to date and marry outside their race, so that their babies can be more beautiful because they will have lighter skin. Colorism is one of the reasons why we don't even like the way we look. Colorism is one of the reasons why a lot of us are bleaching and doing a lot of things that are very harmful to us, discriminating amongst ourselves because, oh, this is dark skin. I don't want a dark skin person. Let me get the other one that is mixed race or a lighter skin person. There's been so much harm from colorism that we really should tackle it. And the funny thing is, we are the ones keeping it up at this point. We as black people, we know it is harmful, but we keep upholding colorism. One last stitch and then we'll wrap it up.
I'm like, nah. I told her straight up, that's not a compliment.
All right, everybody, I need y'all to do me a favor and go watch that beautiful young lady's video. I got a story. So years ago, I worked at this salon, and it was about 5 of us that worked there at the time, and it was only 3 of us there this one particular day. So I'm going to refer to the 2 coworkers that were working with me that day as coworker A and coworker B. So coworker A is a dark-skinned black woman who also has a dark-skinned daughter. So one day, coworker A decided to bring her daughter with her to work that day, which was pretty common. And this was the first time that coworker B got to meet and interact with coworker A's daughter. So when coworker A's daughter left for the day, coworker B decided to give coworker A's daughter a compliment, what she saw as a compliment that said, "Your daughter is beautiful or pretty for a dark-skinned girl." Now, rightfully so, coworker A was offended and was upset, and she was telling coworker B, listen, that is not a compliment, and that is not how you compliment a dark-skinned woman. Coworker B proceeds to say, I didn't mean anything by it. I really was just complimenting her because she is really beautiful, and she is beautiful for a dark-skinned girl. Coworker A was like, no, not for a dark-skinned girl. She is just beautiful. Because what does that mean? What does being beautiful for a dark-skinned girl mean? What are you trying to say, that dark-skinned girls aren't beautiful? Because that's literally what that means. Coworker B, oh, I didn't mean it that way. I really was just trying to compliment her, and she is beautiful for a dark-skinned girl. Like, she really was like not understanding that what she was saying was offensive. And she was not backing down from her stance either. And that was the problem. I had to interject and tell her, listen, telling someone that they're beautiful for being dark skinned is not a compliment. Do you not understand that? That is a colorist and slave mentality. Do you not understand that? I guess because she had multiple people getting on her about what she was saying was wrong, she was going to try to double down to defend herself, because she knew she had to know she was wrong at the end of the day, but she still continued to try to defend herself. Now, mind you, coworker B just so happens to be a light-skinned black woman. And not only that, all of this conversation was going on with clients in the chair. Literally, coworker A with the dark-skinned daughter had a client in her chair. So this conversation was going on with clients in the salon. Now, the client that was in coworker A's chair just so happened to be a white woman. So this client chimed in. And let me tell y'all what this lady said. She was telling coworker B, listen, do you not understand that what you're saying is wrong? That's almost like reverse racism. Reverse racism? What the fuck? I literally had to walk away at that point, because reverse racism, you got this lady chiming in talking about what you're saying is the equivalent of reverse racism. I'm like, what? Let's just say the rest of that day did not go well. But if you didn't know, you know now. Saying that someone is pretty for a dark-skinned girl or beautiful for a dark-skinned person in general is not a goddamn compliment. Stop with the bullshit. But I wouldn't suspect anything less from coworker B, because this is the same coworker that called a group of black people that just so happened to walk into the store area a group of monkeys, and she's a black woman. So I didn't expect anything different from this girl. She's just a straight up idiot.
It's just crazy, you guys. We at this point, we are the ones even upholding some of these very way to the cyst ideas through colorism and featureism. How can a black person be calling another black person monkeys? Just in case you don't understand why pretty for a dark-skinned girl is offensive, let's put it this way. You're well behaved for a black man. You're pretty intelligent for a black person. How does that sound? Offensive, right? Because that's like saying black men don't behave well. So saying you're well behaved for a black man means you're the exception to the rule. Or you're really intelligent for a black person, meaning black people are dumb, but you are the exception. Do you see how that is not a compliment? Anyway, you guys, let me know what you think about this whole situation in the comment section. How do you guys think we can dismantle colorism? Because at this point, I'm like, I don't even know if our people are ever going to be free from the clutches of colorism and texturism and featureism and all of these things that we do to ourselves. You guys let me know what you think. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.